Hi guys, welcome back to Weld.com. I'm Mikala and today I'm going to be talking about TIG welding. Firstly, TIG stands for Tungsten Inert Gas, which is basically what this process is. You use the tungsten in your torch and you use inert gas as your shielding gas. But firstly, before we get into the video, I'm going to put my personal protective equipment on to make sure I'm safe while welding. I'll put my safety boots on, I'll put a leather jacket and flame-proof clothes on, I'll wear my welding helmet and welding gloves, and of course I'll tie any long hair back. When TIG welding, it's easier to use thinner gloves so you can feel the filler rod easier. I like to use the Weld.com gloves. These just fit me perfectly as I have quite small hands, and that's just what I like to use. This is my Tig machine. I'm using an Oerlikon Cyto Tig 315 AC DC. With a Lincoln Electric Pro Tig Torch. I mostly use the auto settings on this machine when I'm welding. I only change them for fine tuning. Auto settings are perfect for beginners who don't know how to set up the machine properly yet. When TIG welding, I always use high frequency to initiate the arc, not scratch start, because if you use scratch start, you contaminate the tungsten before you've even started welding. You have two different currents on this TIG machine. AC, which is alternating current, which is used for aluminium, and you have DC, which is direct current, which is used for steel and stainless steel. Using a foot pedal gives you full control of what amps you want. Backing off the pedal reduces the heat, pushing more on the pedal increases the heat, and you can do this while welding. Some people use a button on the torch instead of a pedal, but this way you have no control over the amps. It's set at what the machine's set at, and that is all that will come out. For a beginner welder, I would definitely recommend getting yourself a pedal. This is my Tig Torch and all the parts to it. There is a collet, ceramic cup, collet body, tungsten and backing cap. Now the collet and collet body depend on what size tungsten you're using. The standard sizes of these are 1.6, 2.4 and 3.2 millimeters. Depending on what tungsten you use, depends on what collet you use, and they just match in size. You use different tungstens for different materials. I'm using the pink tungstens as these do AC and DC welding. I've only recently been introduced to these, but I am loving them. How I put my torch together. I put the collet body straight on, then the ceramic cup, then I put the collet and the tungsten in. How far should you have your tungsten sticking out? Well, the rule I was always taught is that you can stick your tungsten out as much as your ceramic cup diameter. Some may want to put it in the torch more to avoid dipping it in the whirlpool. Some may need it out a little bit more to get into those difficult places. When putting the torch together, you tighten everything up except from the backing cap. The backing cap is what you tighten last. Instead of a ceramic cup, you can also use gas lenses, and this is what they look like. These just spread the gas out more when it comes out of the torch, which does lead to a better weld, but I specialise in aluminium, so I don't really use these. But for doing stainless, I know that it gives you the rainbow effect, and it does help the weld. So, as it's called TIG, Tungsten Inert Gas, as we learned earlier, my inert gas that I'm using is pure Argon. And in a workshop with no wind, where I am, I use around 10 to 12 psi. If you're outside and it's windy, you're going to need a lot higher psi to protect the weld. When using the Tig torch, you use a push motion, leaning the torch back around 15 degrees from vertical. This means you're able to see the weld pool, but you have to keep the tungsten about 3 millimeters away from the weld material. If you dip your tungsten in the weld pool, you contaminate it, which then contaminates your weld. So what you need to do if this happens is resharpen your point on your tungsten. As you can see, I'm travelling at a steady speed. This leads to a uniform weld. This is why I like to keep my tungsten close inside my ceramic cup to avoid dipping it as I weld. TIG welding also gives you that laying down dimes effect. Now the easiest way to achieve this is using the pulse setting on the Tig machine, if you have it. Some don't. But using pulse creates a consistent and uniform weld, and that's what most people use to get the laying down dimes effect. With TIG welding, you can weld in any position, horizontal, vertical, overhead, anything, and it doesn't drip on you, which obviously is a positive. It's really clean, so there's no spatter or slag or anything, so you can leave the welds where they are. Now I'm just going to show you some demos of TIG welding. I want to end this video with my top TIG welding tip, which is always be comfortable. Whether that's leaning on the table or a chair or anything, being comfortable makes welding so much easier. Well, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my Instagram, Mikala Metalwork, to keep up to date with my up and coming projects.